Press the escape key to reach gateway of Tally. So now let's proceed to create stock units. Select the option inventory info and press enter. And select units of measure and press enter. And select create and press enter. The unit creation screen will appear. Now let's create a unit called pieces. So in the field symbol you need to provide a short name for your unit. So for pieces we can use the letters P, C and S and press enter and provide a formal name which is basically a full name for your unit and press enter. The field unit quantity code is GST related information. Under GST regime, we need to specify the quantity of items purchased and sold. So in this field, you need to select one of the quantity codes present in the list. So these quantity codes are acceptable under GST. So the ideal quantity code for this unit would be pieces. So type the name of the unit PIE. Okay, so pieces is present in this list, so just select it and press enter. So the quantity of purchase and sales of these items would be reported in pieces. And under the field number of decimal, you need to specify whether the quantity can be acceptable in decimals or not. So if your product requires to be sold in fractions, then you can specify the number of decimal places over here. So I don't want to specify any decimals for my unit, so I'll keep it as 0. Now press Ctrl A to save this unit creation. Now let me create another unit which is units. The short name which I would like to use for my unit would be something like this, and the formal name would be, and the appropriate unit quantity code to be reported under GST would be units. So I'm not going to specify any decimal places, so I'll just save my unit creation, Ctrl A. Alright, so we just created 2 units. One is pieces and another is units. And we also need to create a unit called packs. So let me enter the information. And save the unit creation. If you remember, we are also selling pack of 3 ink cartridges. So that pack is combination of 3 pieces of ink cartridges. So can we put it in this way, that we are creating a product from 3 individual products. So whenever you form a product from a group of products, then you need to define its units in different way. So here we want to sell pack of 3 ink cartridges. So we need to define its unit in this way. Press the backspace key and select the type of unit as compound and press enter. For the first unit, select the unit as pack and press enter. And for the field conversion, select the number of units from which the pack would be made. So I'll be using 3 pieces of ink cartridges to form one pack. So you can read it as pack of 3 pieces and accept the unit creation. So this is how you create a compound unit, which is combination of 2 units. So in order to define a compound unit, you need to have the units defined first from which you want to define the compound unit. So that is why I created the unit called pack first, so that I can define pack of 3 pieces. And easy example for compound unit would be for a stationery dealer. He might be selling stationary items in pieces. For example, he might be selling pens in pieces, or he might be selling a pack of pen. So that pack could be a pack of 5 pens or pack of 10 pens. So you can define different compound units with different conversion numbers like 5 pieces or 10 pieces and so on. So all the units that we require are created now. Press the escape key to exit from unit creation screen and select the option display to view the units which we created. So you can see that the individual units, pieces, pack and units itself are present, and there is one compound unit which is pack of 3 pieces which we created. Now at this point we can define stock items like Lenovo IdeaPad or Dell XPS, or any printers like HP DeskJet printer and so on. But the point is that we cannot query your products like how many i5 laptops are available, or how many total printers are available, or how many laptops are available. So in order to take advantage of such queries, we need to define groups and categories of your products. So before defining your products, we need to create its group and its categories. So what are groups and what are categories? Let me explain.